Good morning, everybody. I am currently on my way to work, but before I headed off to work, I started to throw together a little video for you to kind of let you know what I've been up to and to hopefully give you guys some inspiration. I've been watching another YouTuber, and he is very, very amazing at D&D crafting, and I took some inspiration from him and kind of started our own thing that is very much less perfect than my man over at Black Magic Crafts. But we're starting. I don't think our D&D campaign's been running nearly as long as any of his. So, that being said, we don't want to invest a whole lot of money into it. We're still very much in infancy in our D&D campaigns, but it's time to start adding some more to it. For a long time we were just playing with the blue board that you will see and our makeshift miniatures, and that was it. We weren't playing with cover, everything was imaginary walls, and it's time to start getting some real life borders going on and a better visual to help with our gameplay. And after one session with just the walls, it has made a drastic difference in our gameplay, and I am very excited to see the transformation continue. So, without further ado, here's the video.
Good morning, everyone. Well, I guess I wasn't ready. So, over this past weekend, the past few weeks, my significant other and I have been working on new ideas to help us get a better visualization in our D&D games. So, if you are unfamiliar with D&D, Dungeons & Dragons, it is a tabletop role-playing game. We've been playing for almost a year now, so we have a fairly successful group, and we're trying to slowly build an arsenal of very, very inexpensive ways to build a visual for our D&D campaigns. So, we have been crafting. One of the things we have been crafting is these little 3-inch half walls, and they serve multiple purposes for us. Here we have a crossroads that we use to line the road on our grid board here, which is made of 1-inch squares that we use to represent 5 feet of movement. So we've been building the half walls. They also are being used to represent rooms and buildings. This is an example building. In the building we have just a little teeny tiny bed, but it's just enough to represent the bed. We have a small table, chair, and pitcher. There is a fireplace, and then a desk with some gold coins, a gold pouch. Let's see if I can get it to focus on the pouch a little bit, 'cause I'm pretty proud of the pouch. Right here. There we go. The pouch, there is an inkwell with a little feather pen in it and some paper. I'm slightly amused. This little pine cone here is my game piece that represents my character in this game. Like I said, we are trying not to purchase a bunch of stuff and invest a bunch of money in it. This foam is just leftover insulation foam that we had. A couple different variations on the wall. I made a torch and stuck it into this wall just using some chopsticks. And then we have a little bush here, which is just shredded foam that it was then Elmer's glued together. Here, I have some in the works over here. These guys haven't been painted yet. They're just shreds of foam that have been Elmer's glued together. Back over here. We've built a little well here with a clay bucket. A different kind of fence idea that's just made from coffee stirrers. And then I have made 2 different kinds of headstones. This one is a clay headstone. It's a little bit heavier, but doesn't like to stand up as well. And then this is a foam headstone. I hope to continue to, let's see, here's fire for an in-progress fireplace, which I have right here. And it's just foam hot glued together, cut into bricks and then hot glued. The walls, because we wanted them to be so imperfect, been falling in. Like this one here has been actually fallen in. Was a lot easier than trying to actually bricklay. As you can see, that's very imperfect, which has its pluses and minuses to it. It all depends on what you're after. Like I said, we're just trying to make up some game pieces so that it better sets the scene and is easier for us as players and our other players to kind of get a feel for what's going on. I've also made this bush here. This bush is known as, in our campaign, as an ember blossom. The berries on this bush, the juices and stuff from inside the fruits can be applied to a weapon to deal an extra 1d12 fire damage, which is pretty sweet. The table and the chair, like I showed you here, I have a variant table here and a bar stool here. So that's just a different idea. I really liked the single post, but I had a really hard time getting the tabletop level, so it just looks like kind of an old rickety table. Whereas this one's much more level. It's still not exact, but it's all just hot glued, popsicle sticks and chopsticks and skewers and pretty much things we had lying around the house. The chair is some skewers with a piece of foam, a couple toothpicks, and a coffee stirrer with some paint. So like, we've learned that it doesn't really take a lot to really make a huge difference in setting a scene. And you don't want to dump oodles of money into it, and you have just a little bit extra creativity to invest. So I guess that's what I got going on. That's what we've been up to. I'm hoping that in future videos I will be able to kind of show you guys the process to some of these and actually show you a how-to. But for now, here's some inspiration. Like I said, the bag and the coins and all of that good stuff is just air dry clay that I stole from my 7-year-old son. And then just some insulation foam that we kind of had hanging around the house. And popsicle sticks and everything from my craft box. The fire I think is really cool. The fire is, again, just skewers. But then the fire itself is shreds or little cut triangles of some fall decoration leaves. They're just fall colored leaves that I bought in a bag for $1 at the dollar store, that I have finally found a craft use for them. They make awesome fire. I'll have to start showing you some of these things in real time as I'm building it. See, there's some more pieces there. I mean, we do have some pieces that we bought that we had been using. Here's a tree that come in one of our kids' sets. Here's another tree that come in one of the kids' sets. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Another kind of bush that come in a kid's set. These trees go to my little Christmas village. Ah! We had an earthquake. Little Christmas village. These rocks we were using as borders for a long time before we had these walls. The chair's falling over. These rocks. And then, because we still don't have any miniatures, and we're probably gonna take me some time before I can figure out how to actually make a miniature. These are what we use as bad guys. It works. You gotta be creative. It's all imagination anyway, so why not? But there it is. It's the stuff I've been working on, the things we've been doing. If you have any suggestions for how to make our own trees, I would love to hear it, because we've been having a hard time trying to figure out how to craft up some trees. Alright, have a good day. Peace, love.